Hi everyone and welcome back to the layout. If you haven't got one of these, well worth looking into. We can get them over here for 30-40 bucks. Just a this is a Hoover brand, but you can get they used to be called Dustbusters, and there's a few other brands out there. Well worth it, rather than sort of lugging around a shop vac or a big vacuum, which actually still have their place in the workshop and in the train room. But this is fantastic because it has this brilliant little nozzle. You can see the end of down there. Brilliant nozzle, that all comes off, so you can have the bigger end there. But fantastic for cleaning up the fine areas around the layout, and also when you've got your little people and everything like that, you can sort of get around the people, in between the people. I almost did suck up a duck just before though, so managed to catch him just before he went up there. So you just got to be careful with the real fine stuff, particularly things like the little ducks. Well worth grabbing one of these for yourselves. But one of the things I did want to talk about tonight is the layout and some of the features on the layout. I've picked up some new subscribers, which is great. Hello to all the new subscribers out there. Thank you very much for jumping on board. And I just wanted to do a little tour tonight. No trains running, so some of you might be switching off now. But sorry about that. No trains running tonight. But yeah, I just wanted to show you just a little bit of a tour of the layout, some of the little cameo scenes in there, and enjoy. So this is Delsbury Hill from a far away view, I suppose you'd say, a long shot. Basically, we've got the one track going through to the back scene there, the other track in view. And that back scene track goes through this little tunnel type area. It's a sort of a viewing area, which actually, when I've got the layout on display, I have perspex along there. And I'll be having some LED lights in there for the upcoming exhibition this December. So just to show off some of the trains as they go under. It's essentially a loop layout. 13 feet by 8 feet. And essentially two tracks with different sidings and or spur tracks coming off, whichever way you like to say it. So what we have here is we have the main station along here. Got the usual sort of goings on the station, the different pot plants and things. A few people up on the footbridge. Signs which need to be re-glued, wheelie bins up there, so I've got those scattered about as well. We've got a little chap selling his newspapers, bike rack, and then over here we've got the gentleman warming himself, with that lights up that barrel, and also the welder there as well. We just come back here, we've got the town centre statue. I did realise just before I've actually lost a bollard. So I don't know where he's ended up, but I'll have to replace that with something. We've got a man getting his shoes shined, couple walking out having just bought some lovely new footwear, busker, and some of the usual sort of cameo scenes you see around the place, including this chap over here picking up other people's garbage, and this lady here handing out brochures for the real estate. So yeah, there's a few goings on in town there. We have the station master's cottage here, which is now used as a residential house, and we've got the veggie plot out the back and the little outdoor table and umbrella, and got the police box over here, and over here we have this fellow who's got his Mini stuck and bogged, and tyres have kicked up dirt all over the place, and the farmer has had to bring his tractor out to give him a hand out. I don't know where the farmer's gone, but maybe he's given up on the whole thing. And then we've got a little cutaway farm scene there. Over here at the engine sheds, I've got the diesel fueling point. I've got LED lights under there as well, so that does light up. And I've got the two sheds there, and I've got another shed over there. I do have other buildings, other sheds and things like that for when I rejig Delsbury Hill, which will be next year. And I'm going to have not only another station, but I'll have another engine yard area, engine shed area as well. The church scene, a lot of you have seen before. We've got the carriages and the horse and carriage, and we've got the photographers, the knock photographers, which do light up. I just don't have them turned on at the moment. Bride and groom ready to head off in the horse and cart, and also the limo there for some of the wedding party. And then we've got the sadder part of life over here with the cemetery, and some people just enjoying the peaceful surrounds. Always a fairly peaceful place to be, a cemetery, I find. And then we've got a car park down here. We've got this car here. She's parked in the disabled spot with the chap in his wheelchair, and we've got some of the road markings for the fall of bus, because the bus comes along this road here. These signs here, incidentally, they're made by my sister-in-law Kelly. They're tin signs. They're very, very well printed. They're very sturdy, and she does sell them on eBay. If you are interested in those signs, she can pretty much make up any sign you like. So, and she does them very well priced as well. So, drop me a line if that's something of interest. Here we've got, this is the scene that I set up for the exhibition last year, with a bit of a farmers market area there. That sign there actually says farmers market sign, farmers market on the sign. And we've got the musicians and some people dancing, and the Christmas tree there as well. So I'm going to rejig that for this year. And we've got the pond here, the village green, the pond. We've got the war memorial there as well, and some extra spillover car parking. And we have Nan's Village Daycare, and all the kiddies playing in there in their little train outdoor equipment. And yes, nice little safe fenced yard all around. And we have the King's Arms Public House here with some tables and wheelie bins and horse trough, obviously from an era gone by, and then some cars parked out the front. Incidentally, that's one of 5 pubs I have on the layout, and I'm soon to have 3 churches when I do the rejigging as well. Everybody loves ice cream, so that's proven right here, because people are flocking to the ice cream truck. And over here, this lady is just sweeping up the path and contemplating things. Over there, maybe contemplating whether or not she's going to get some veggies out of her greenhouse or something like that. Over here we've got my moving chickens. They're not moving at the moment because they're not plugged in, but they are the pecking chickens, which I love. And we've got these fellows here doing some work. Got his toolbox out there and his cabinet open, looking very serious about things, and these guys are running their cable. So they're tearing up the road and replacing things. And here we've got the coach and horses. So the light's not all too good in here, guys, but when the Delsbury Hill moves to its new home, it's the lighting is going to be much better, so you'll be able to see much more detail and things like that. I do apologise for the dark lights. Over here we've got the dirt from the grave under the green mat here, just for looks, and we've got the poor chap about to be buried there, and the mourners there as well. I quite like this scene, and I like the mourners that I've got there new, that I've just got the other day. They really set the scene. And this was the model that you would have seen in the previous video. If you haven't seen it, check it out. An old 60s Faller model, which I've revamped, and it has a mechanical ringing bell when it's plugged in, which is really, really lovely. And we have some car parking for that church. And we have some sheep and a pillbox up here, times gone by, and a sign for North Wales, travel to North Wales. So, and then behind there we have the mill. So we have some very dusty, realistic water here. You can see it just collects the dust quite well, but that will all be cleaned back. I'll be really getting stuck back into the layout in the next 3 to 4 weeks, I would think. But yeah, you've got the mill there, and you've got basically the little stream coming out the other side there. One of my favourite scenes, this one here. I love this building. One of my favourite buildings on the layout, if not the favourite actually. It's a Bachmann building. It's just beautiful. And then off into the tunnel or bridge, road bridge. And then over this side we have some workers working on the track, and well, that's what they're getting paid to do really. I think they're just standing around having a bit of a chin wag. So then we have the road here as well. This is a bridge that I am going to be putting in this section here. Well, I may or may not, depending on what I'm doing, how long it's going to stay in this configuration. Otherwise it'll be used for the new Delsbury Hill 2.0 revamp. Then I've got some men up here working away. Another one of the pubs here, the Railwayman's Arms Hotel. And it fits quite nicely in there with that particular backdrop which I picked specifically for this building. And it has that nice effect of going off into the distance, and you know, there's similar buildings in the actual backdrop which I quite like. And we've got the tables and chairs and everything there, and the country lane heading off into the distance again, meeting up with the Pico backdrop of the country lane and going off into the distance, which I like that scene as well. Signal box scene is one of my favourites too. You can see I've got a lot of favourite scenes, but this I made out of the Metcalf card and the capping, and just cut it into the layout, and I just think it's a nice little scene in that signal box there. Tucks away quite nicely and adds a bit of interest. I have the country garage over here, and while I'm here I just wanted to point out, you see these little bugs crawling around. I've got a huge problem with some flying bugs and some ants, and the problem is the ridge of the roof up here, right here, is where they actually come into, and they fall down, or they fly down from the ridge, and it's just a never-ending story of ants and flying things really. So when Delsbury's in its new home, the room will actually be sealed, and well, I won't be getting any ants in there, or flying bugs. So we won't have that problem, but we do at the moment. We put up with it, and when it's on exhibition we'll give it a good old vacuum and a good wipe over and make sure that there's none of those really evident there. And we've got this man here delivering his bread. Not sure where to, but he's on a mission. So this is the fire truck I got from the guys over at Shedring. They've got a fantastic business going on there. They do a lot of 3D printed products for model railway layouts. They're doing a fabulous job actually. A lot of the stuff that they make you can't get from anywhere else. They've got a real niche market there, I think, but also what they do is that they add these lights in here, and for those who haven't seen it, I'll turn it on. You've got 3 switches down the bottom here. Sorry about the blurriness. But if I turn those on, I mean, look at that. That is fantastic. I know a lot of you have seen this, but it's fantastic, fantastic work. I mean, look at the intricacy of that. Amazing. I love this vehicle. I'm going to be getting more of these vehicles off the guys when I get around to it. But yeah, this is a great vehicle, and you don't have to have it wide under the layout, which is even better. So that's Shedring Model Railway. If you look them up on YouTube, you'll find them there, and they're all over eBay now and all over Facebook. Check those guys out. But I've had that fire truck for a while, and it has not. I've had it on the same battery, and I've had it on quite a bit, and it's still going strong. Now I'm just going to take you, before I go, I'm just going to take you sort of in front of the station area here, because it's part of the station that rarely gets to be seen when I'm doing videos. So this is the front there. We've got the bins, we've got the planters, Felicia beacons, people crossing the road. Over this way we have the station signs, more station signs. They're the Bachmann, I think they were, station signs. And we've got the car parking there as well. And then down here we have a scene with the fire engines, trying to save the bookshop. And that scene lights up with smoke as well, and I do have a video of that up on YouTube as well. So guys, just an overview, for those who have forgotten a few of the little scenes, and also for the new subscribers as well. As I say, it will be changed. Stay tuned to see more information on the actual changes of Delsbury. A lot of the scenes I'll keep the same. A lot of things I'll change. You know, and you've seen with a few of the guys on YouTube, change is as good as a holiday. You get to that point where you think, you know what, I could do something different here, and I can really either add track, or I can add scenes, and I can get the running to be better. You learn as you go along, and every time you change something, it just gives you a better understanding of the hobby, and more enjoyment too. Nothing stays static forever. Thanks guys, and hope you enjoyed that video. It was probably a bit long, but the next one will have a bit of running in it, I'm really hoping, because that'll be the one of the videos that I'll do, sort of getting it ready for exhibition. So, but until then, happy modelling, and I'll catch up with you all soon. Cheers.